For a day, you could be me and I could be you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I've been getting a lot of DMs on Instagram and inboxes on Facebook on what is hair porosity. So basically, hair porosity means how thirsty is your hair. So in more difficult terms, it only means porosity is the ability of your hair to absorb product. So it is actually super important for you to know your hair porosity because it will explain a lot of things like frizz and why is your hair breaking and why is it dry and why is it damaged. Because if you don't know your hair's ability to absorb product, you won't know how much product to actually use on your hair. So if you have wondered what hair porosity is, please leave a like on this video. Okay, so basically I'm going to show you guys a few diagrams now. If you look from a microscopic view, you will see these flaky things on the hair strand. Those are called your hair cuticles. Okay, so the hair cuticles are the ones who determine how much product goes into your hair and how much product goes out of your hair. On a high porosity hair strand, the cuticles will be raised. So meaning those flaky things, they will be standing up, which means product can go into your hair easily and they can also escape from your hair easily. So if your hair tends to be dry or damaged or maybe even frizzy, this most likely means that your hair has a high porosity rather than a low porosity. Because that basically means that the water or the moisture is getting into your hair very easily, but it also is getting out of your hair way too easily. So that causes your hair to feel dry, damaged, or even frizzy. Okay, so if you have normal hair porosity, that means that the cuticles on your hair strand is a little raised but also a little bit closed, which means that moisture and water can get into your hair a little bit harder, but that also means that if you have product in your hair, it won't escape as easily. So that is basically kind of a good thing but also kind of a bad thing. So if your hair has like a normal porosity, that basically means that your hair frizziness will not be a big problem to you as it will be if your hair has high porosity. And the best thing about normal hair porosity is that if you are experiencing frizziness, you can treat it with a good deep conditioner with a hot oil treatment. Basically what I do is I only use like a hot oil treatment. Okay, then finally we have low hair porosity. To be honest with you guys, low hair porosity is super hard for moisture and water to get into the hair, but it's also the best when it comes to holding on to product and moisture, because the hair cuticles lay almost flat on top of the hair strand, which means that once the moisture is in, it can get out easily. It won't escape easily, but it's really hard for you to get your hair moisturized and to get any type of moisturizing treatment into your hair strand. Okay, so the upside of having low hair porosity is that your hair doesn't feel so much damaged because the cuticles are laying flat, so it feels more silky and smooth, rather as to if your hair has high porosity, then you can feel that your hair is really hard and it's like almost crispy. I don't want to say crispy, but you guys know what I mean. But also it is really hard for you to get product inside your hair, and you'll feel that if you put on a deep conditioner, it feels like the product is only on top of your hair and not going into your hair. So that is definitely a downside. And by now I'm sure you're wondering if you can change your hair porosity. I like to believe that you can, even though it's not a proven fact yet. But what I do is I use cold water and cold things on my hair instead of hot things. So I'll only use hot heat styling on my hair when it's absolutely necessary. So if you have used heat tools on your hair for about a year or two, you will notice that your hair is dry and damaged. That's because every time you heat style your hair, the cuticles open up, which means that anything can get in and anything can go out of your hair. All the moisture escapes from your hair and you don't get enough moisture in, because when your hair is dry, you cannot put a deep conditioner on your hair. And then also I like to wash my hair with cold water instead of hot water. That just means that the moisture won't escape from my hair that easily. So if you want to change your hair porosity, you need to stay away from heat tools. You need to use more deep conditioners, and yeah, So I believe that you can change it after a while. So if you're used to using heat tools every single day, then your hair is damaged and you most likely have a high hair porosity, which means that your cuticles are always open. If you do not use heat styling that often, you will feel that your hair is silky smooth, which means that from cutting down on all that heat tools, your hair now has a lower hair porosity. Another reason why I feel that you need to understand what hair porosity is to understand my hot oil treatment. So what happens when you do a hot oil treatment is the hot oil on your hair causes your hair strands, your hair cuticles to open up, which means that the moisture can get into your hair rather than getting out. And then afterwards, when you wash it off, you have to wash it off with hot water so that the oil can get out of your hair, but not all of it. And then afterwards, you want to use cold water. You have to do a cold water rinse before you get out of the shower, just to make sure that you close your cuticles. So you're getting to understand, knowing how it works is important. Okay, so finally, I'm going to explain to you how you can test your hair porosity. So I want you to take one strand of hair and then get a glass of water. But it has to be room temperature. You can't have cold water or hot water yet. It has to be room temperature. So what I like to do is I like to take water and just leave it on the table for about an hour, so I'll be sure that the temperature is just right. Especially if I've taken the water out of the fridge. So basically I take my hair strand and put it into the water, and then you want to leave that glass of water with one hair inside of it on the table for about 2 to 5 minutes. When you come back and the hair strand has sunk to the bottom, that means that you have high hair porosity, which means that product can easily go into your hair and it can also easily escape because it has absorbed all the water and now it has sunk to the bottom. If you have low hair porosity, it will most likely be floating on top of the water because it's hard for moisture to get in, for moisture or water to get into your hair strand. If it is at the middle of the glass, that basically means that you have normal hair porosity. Okay, so once you have done this test, will you please let me know what your hair porosity is down in the comment section below. If you like this video, please remember to give a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel for more amazing content. So yeah, have an awesome day, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it.